Disclaimer: the information and education material contained herein is meant to promote the general understanding and dialogue of GAN's processing. Such information is not meant or intended to serve as a substitute for a healthcare professional's clinical training, experience, or judgment. For patients and individuals, such information is not to be a substitute for professional medical, therapeutic, or healthcare advice or counseling. For medical issues or concerns, including decisions about medications and other treatments, readers, viewers, listeners should always consult their physician or, in serious cases, seek immediate assistance from emergency personnel. Prescription information, procedures, and use of medical devices information should be undertaken only by properly trained and certified medical personnel. We specifically disclaim any warranties, express or implied, including implied warranties of merchantability or fitness for a particular purpose. Such information is provided, as is, and is believed to be accurate at the time of its publishing, but it is the viewer's job to evaluate the accuracy of any information found in this presentation. Every case presented is of their own experience, applied by themselves for themselves, and it applies to their case only. Every person experiencing health problems should seek professional medical advice and consult their course of treatment with a doctor. The processes of plasma balancing described herein are a natural process which supports the body but does not replace medical advice or therapies one is already subject to.
It's time for change to move into the real work of the universe. And it's time to understand that we use the matter state to reach the level of understanding of the soul of the man. Now you understand maybe why the Creator has sent His messengers in the name of whatever you have had. Is that they bring the ears, that it can be used when the time of the Messiah comes. They can teach the soul and the message, not to oppose, but by them understanding through those who have become messiahs to give from their souls to these to elevate, the job is made easy. The school is there and the students are devotedly there. Then there won't be any fight between what they call the Muslims and the Christians. The lamb and the lion will eat and sleep in the same nest. The Christians and the Muslims will sleep and pray in the mosque and in the same church in the name of their souls, not in the name of religion that is used to create so much conflict for the benefit of those who were the hyperactive children. The time has come, the time of change is here. And as I said, my wish is my command. If it's your wish to see peace, the path of peace is laid very clearly. It's the soul of the collective awareness by giving will create that position of change. No other thing. There is no pen in the soul of the man. And I'm sure once you go into the universal community, you will never see anything written but the balance of the fields of the soul of the existence. Try to be humble enough not to and you possess. Otherwise, you'll fall in the same path of the church and the mosque. This is what we promised, and this is what we have delivered. We have to understand the operation of the soul, and we have to understand the soul of the man is a star in the cosmos of the universe. If we compare the soul of the man and many of us, 7 billion in one collection, Earth is like a galaxy with so many stars. When we look in the depth of the universe, we see galaxies with hundreds of millions of stars in it. So is the planet Earth. It carries 7 billion beautiful stars, which are the soul of the man. Carries with it soul of so many trillions of animals, plants, and everything else. So if you look, when someone who does not see the physicality of the earth and its content, what do they see? They see a galaxy with so many beautiful lights shining, each one according to their strength, each one according to their position. An infant has a beautiful soul, so has the old man. To those who do not see the physical dimension of this planet, but they see the strength of the field, we are clusters of stars. The human race, every single soul, no one from a distance sees that's the soul of a fisherman, that's the soul of the cosmologist, that's the soul of the president. They all shine irrespective of the physicality. This is the magic. This is what the new science has to bring to man. When we look to our soul, we see nothing but a star in the other souls. And this is the break. This is the understanding. This is what all these teachings are about. Coming to mature to the next level, to understand in the deep space, the universe is the oyster for those souls who serve. Then man is ready to go into space. Then man is ready to become part of the universal community which has been promised. I never promised you heaven. I always promised you the elevation of the man to join the family. And now you have the key. It's you who has to open the door to understand, if I can raise the soul of these people or millions of other souls, that the physical life on this planet changes, then I'm worthy to be part of the universal community. To be there to serve, to expand, to be there, to be part, that in the cycle of life of universe, I become, in being part, I become part of the totality. When man reaches that point, a new dimension in the strength of the soul of the man will appear, which is beyond imagination of understanding of the physical life. It's the gate to the opening of the new life, in a new dimension, which is beyond imagination of what you might call a new beginning, a new cycle. Which that cycle carries with itself the origin of the creation of life in the universe and in the universe. It's the elevation of the soul to serve become the key, not a throne of the physical life. The time is right. The time has come for the man to go through this process.
Hello and welcome everyone to the 421st One Planet, One Nation, One Race for Justice and World Peace here on Tuesday, March 10th, 2026. This is a production of the Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute Education Department and part of the Public Teachings in English. My name's Rick Crammond. I'll be your host once again in this weekly series of continuous workshops. Once again, we have the honor of being joined with members and support members of the Universal Council who are presenting today's program. So without further ado, let me get the program ready and we shall begin here with either Mark or Moshfek as a introduction. Please go ahead.
Hello, everyone. This is Moshfek representing Bengali language as a Universal Council support member. As we have heard in the last Knowledge Seekers workshop, certain soul decided not to take the course of peace. As a result, the following day, the soul departed the sphere we call planet Earth. It didn't take years, 40 years, or whatever. One day was enough. So we have, as a planet, moved into a new cycle where the departure of the souls for peace will happen, is happening, rather. The wishes, or shall we say the commands, that are presented here at the point where they turn into actual events of things that we see happening around us. So the transition has started. So let us elevate all the souls who are participating in the events to come, and they will find their position. Many of them will depart this planet, as has been the example in the past few days. Some of these are difficult for many of us to observe, but we have to think in terms of not just the events in the last few days, but events in terms of what it brings to us. One of the core members of Keshe Foundation suggested that, well, this war, maybe to clean up the old things, the oil cartel, the drug cartel, the human trafficking cartel, and usher the new era where the Keshe Foundation technology is presented in an environment of peace. Yes, the cleanup will at times take dramatic turn of events, but we have to think in terms of a larger time horizon where peace is in place. And the old ways have withered away. So let's make our wishes. And make it a command for peace. Thank you very much, and welcome everybody to this new horizon that we are about to encounter. And we are part of this horizon, or we make it a reality. Thank you. Anyone else, please?
We just welcome and acknowledge the beautiful stars that are here to bring about what you've just described. Thank you for your presence and your contributions in the energy dimension to the creation of the one planet, one nation, one race for world peace.
And speaking of world peace, can you speak about the World Peace Treaty, either Mark or Shweta?
Yes. Shweta, would you like to go?
Yes, thank you. Thank you. I want to read this. As we, as citizens of Earth, from this moment on, accept to lay down all tools of aggression and war, we shall never think about getting involved or incite war or develop or use any tools of war on this planet or in space. And to this, we all agree and swear with our nation, territory, council, religion, city, town, body, and soul, my dear. And this is what we do as a being. As in India, we say the living being, Jivatma. And every living being in the soul realm is peaceful. So now, in this time, the World Peace Treaty is the treaty of our soul. And we are all connected with it. And it develops the evolutionary process of the new earth, the new being we are, the new collective conscious we are, the new collective creativity we are. So please sign the World Peace Treaty. Well, kindly, I will say. And if you are even thinking, a thought that we should be peaceful, that is also a signature. So I will say, sign with your soul pen, sign with your pen, say it, don't say it, feel it, beautiful soul. This is the emotion. First, we have to balance to be in peace, as we have already enraged all thousands of years. Now we know, as in a position, a single hydrogen atom, the fundamental plasma we are, creating this new reality, new peace and enlightenment. So here we are. The game is over. All this, that is peace always. Thank you. Thank you so much, beautiful soul. We are all together in it, as Moshfik says, Mark says, one planet, one nation, one race for justice and world peace. Thank you so much. Salam, namaste, salute.
Okay, thank you, Sweta. I just put the link for the World Peace Treaty from the Keshe Foundation website into the chats.
And the more I've thought about this World Peace Treaty and the idea about tools of aggression and war in space, again, man exists and operates in the universe, and the universe exists and operates within the man. So where is that universe within us that we don't want to make any tools of war and aggression? Again, I think this is right between the ears. This is the universe. And to go into that dimension more fully, I think we need to find a balance. As Mr. Keshe said, it's peace within ourselves first, and then the others. But yeah, I think if we can balance, this is part of the ethos or these tools of aggression and war. Again, it may not be an actual physical aggression, but we need to calm or balance our emotions within that space. And that's the space of the energy, which is the space of the universal community. Just the way I'm seeing it. So the onus is really on us, but we do have some very phenomenal tools, even materials that'll be released and other sort of systems. So this is our wish, to become or to lay down all these tools of aggression. And again, I think we're more aggressive in our thinking and perhaps speaking than the physical acting out. But I believe it's still the same sort of aggression, whether you act it out or you think it. And this is the peace we can achieve at certain points and hopefully create the permanent peace on this planet. But it's just within ourselves as well, our universe. And this allows us to go to the next step. And again, perhaps that next step isn't physically going into space. The next step is to create that physical condition or balance or peace within yourself. Then you can play in the dimension of the universal community. And we know we're still a bit from it in a way, even though sometimes we interact with it. As he said, this idea of killing and so on has separated us from that, being able to fully operate in that dimension. But these things are getting sorted as we see with the glove technology, perhaps the rain technology, and many of the other beautiful things that were mentioned in the last workshop of 632. Okay, anyone else?
Mark, thank you. It's Dean here. I'd like to just quickly say something. Obviously, we're all very aware of the World Peace Treaty now. It's been spoken about many times. And as Mark has just pointed out and Sweta was speaking about, we that peace starts, as we know, inside our own structure. And when that structure is in position as a physical body on the planet Earth, we interact with the immediate outside world of ourselves. But when we actually connect with the soul aspect of ourselves, we start to communicate with the universal community. When we lose the jacket of physicality, as we've just described a soul may have just done, that soul then takes a position, a new position. It's an energy. It's a soul. It's an eternal soul. It's pure energy. And that soul has to be at peace with the energy that is created within the environment of the sphere of planet Earth. So it has to balance for all its interactions. Each of us have to do this. So by creating this world peace within inside ourselves, we actually create the dimensions, and the physical matter state all around us with a beauty that actually creates real peace within the others, because the others are within us. We're all struggling with all these different emotions that are, part of us, part of the structure, but they are part of the physical structure. And when you actually realize this and you start to interact with this world peace treaty within inside your ethos and outside of your ethos, so that it's part of you, then we start to experience other interactions, other possibilities. And we as citizens of this earth are part of a much bigger picture. And it's up to us to accept and to lay down all the tools of aggression. Now, those tools of aggression, as we know, they can start off with very physical interactions in a war scenario, you know, bombs and missiles and all those dreadful things. But those dreadful things have to start with a thought, an emotion, and what triggers that? What creates that? That thought even within the structure of man. It's an emotion, and where did that emotion start from? It could have been at any point from a very early age up to an emotion that's been experienced within your very experiences of being present in physicality that interact with you. But when you go back inside and create that peace inside, those war-mongering tools evaporate. They're not part of your structure. They're not part of your very being. They're not part of your intentions. And then you start to interact in a completely different realm. And that, as we know, as we can see on screen, if we swear this by our nation, territory, council, religion, city, town, body, and soul. In this moment, you can create that peace. So please sign the World Peace Treaty with your soul. You don't need to sign it with a pen. You can think it, transmit it, feel the energy of it, and give unconditionally from your soul to be a peaceful person, a peaceful entity, a peaceful soul in this precise moment. It is within each and every one of us to make that decision and that responsibility to ourselves and to all the other souls that are present with us at precisely this moment. Thank you. Thank you, Mark.
I also want to say a few words. Again, thank you, my dear Dean. Thank you so, so much. I want to say that when I was a child or growing up, you know, that feeling following the education, following the religion, following the social stigma, everything has kind of, you know, a kind of a weapon for me. And I followed that. I was hurt, badly hurt. And now that was a story for me. As in this peaceful way, I'm going, in this enlightened way, I'm going. My free will has, after thousands of years, is working in a way, dancing in a way, in this peaceful realm, my dear. I can say proudly, I'm very fortunate to be a peaceful person. And that was not me anymore. It is I am that I am. That I was, that I will be always. Thank you. Thank you, my dear.
Right. And just to mention in the teaching about tuning your radio, he used that as an example of how we can tune in. So let's tune in to peace. I'm not fully there. It's if you remember those old radios, sometimes you could hear part of the channel and sometimes you could hear the static as well. So we're tuning in to this channel of peace. And again, it's for us to find it within ourselves. You teach yourself to be peaceful, but we have some support mechanisms that can help in that process too. Namely, one of the things is the game of peace and enlightenment, but it's all combinations of things as well. So enjoy that fine tuning. Even some of the radios, once you got close to the channel, then they had another dial for fine tuning. I'm sure Rick remembers that. Some of the radios, or the better ones, had an actual fine tuning mechanism. And I think this is what Mr. Keshe is saying, that we have to tune to lower and lower sort of frequencies or energies to make that clear channel come through. But we're learning and we're wishing to move in this direction.
Well, you're right, Mark. I actually have one of those radios in my living space here, and it was my grandmother's. And I used, as a child, when I was very young, I used to sit down by the radio and play with the dial and tune it in. And I could get stations from Russia and other places and foreign languages coming in. And It was a lot of fun. And yes, it has a fine tuning dial too. But that's going back a long time, the 1940s, 30s, and 40s, basically.
Well, we are taking humanity back in a way in time to this, where we're more active in the energy dimension than with the five senses of the matter state. I think they're going to diminish over time, perhaps in the coming decades and centuries. But again, it's up to you which dimension, even though you're already operating in both. But we're trying to master more of this energy dimension because this is where the creation starts. I mean, you can build something out of wood or something else. That's the matter state building. But to do the creation, this is from the energy, and we've never appreciated this. We've always gone for the matter state as the valuable end of the creation, when in truth, it's the energy dimension comes before the matter state. And I'm still struggling all with this as well, but Mr. Keshe showed it clearly, I think, in the Beijing demonstration.
Thank you, Mark. And Mr. Keshe has also been showing us various images and descriptions of the tests that are going on, the transmission sessions and other tests during the Knowledge Seekers workshops. So I have something to play about that. It's from the last Knowledge Seekers workshop, and it's about the testing. So let me play that now. Bear with me a second while I have to restart this video.
And just to let everyone know that apparently embedded within these workshops are some tests in the background that are going on. And by you participating or listening after, you're actually agreed to be part of these tests. And I'm sure this is so you're actually contributing to the elevation of humanity, because it's helping to develop systems in the background, helping to, improve or perfect this tuning, that it can be available to everyone. So I thank all those who participated. I know Rick has participated in many of these sessions, and we were talking yesterday about the Valentine's Day session. So again, as Mr. Keshe said, we're developing this cup of love under the cover of the Valentine's Day session. So he's still testing, and it goes on, and what's embedded in these workshops is probably going to be embedded into the game. And of course, this will come into a much more energy dimension once the cosmic ray antennas are introduced to the whole structure. So I was just saying something, Rick, while you got that video prepared.
Excellent filler. Thank you, Mark. Okay, let's try it again here. I'm not sure. We'll see if it works.
Past weeks and months, we have been running a test in the background. And this test today is no different than what it was before. But how many of you who've been in the session of on Fridays and you've been in the teaching of the Thursdays have come to understand, if you've been enlightened, have you broke into a new technology? Are you looking, but still left, some left for man to improve, to go past, and at the same time be part of? The process of connection of the soul of the man to universal energies, as we said last week, is like when a child, the baby suckles on the breast of the mother, once it's detached from the energies of the womb of the mother. How does he know that he receives and sustains life through the milk, which is given freely, unconditionally by the mother? As we said, if the parents, if the people, if the man has been told that while he's suckling on the breast of the mother, through understanding of the field force of the creation, connect the child to universal energies, child does not need to be weaned from the breast of the mom and to be fed the flesh of animals and the others, where it to become, from day one of detachment from the breast of the mother, a criminal. We create that condition. We create killers and murderers, and we teach it to our children. The minute we end, we stop, we forget that the life of this child is not only the milk from breast of the mother. It's the responsibility of the mothers of the future to learn how to feed their children from the dimension of the field energy of the universe, that they connect their child to the universal energy through the time of the feeding from the breast of the mother, where the child has not learned to kill, where the child has not experienced the destruction that he can create trying to survive the dimension of life. It's the responsibility of the mothers to teach the children how to use their fingers to absorb energy. Touch me and see, you don't need the milk to suckle. I give you freely. We have to retrain our mothers and fathers that they teach their children from the time of birth. You have 6 months, you have 12 months, till you start feeding the child, or the child needs an extra energy rather than just milk of the mother, to tap into the universal energies through the operation, through connection, through understanding of the work of the fingers and toes, and connection to the emotion of the soul of the man. Many of you have had problems, or you had problems in connecting with our systems, because you always do through understanding and work of your physical dimensions, and you can change it to work through the energies of the field of the life of the man. You'll find that you connect to the system we set up and the way we set things up. This is why we gave you and we supplied all sorts of universal cosmic ray materials to make this much easier. In understanding the work and the systems, it has become part of our responsibility to make facilities for ourselves, because we are the only one who can tune to understand and connect. Our technology is the system we develop. It's just to assist you to learn. Is that L driver license on the back of the car with a driving car from the school of driving, with 2 clutches and 2 brakes and 2, what you have to change gear, to stop and to accelerate. The rest is in your hand. We are not the driver. You are the driver. We are there to guide you to learn gradually. And the technology and systems we live with you is for you to learn. Some is mechanical system, and some has to come from the inner soul of the man, desperate enough to learn the knowledge of the creation. Since last week, we have left the same system on, and for the next few weeks, the same system will be on, which means you can connect anytime to the system, to universal energies, and in a way for you to improve yourself, in a way for you to be able to tap into universal knowledge. And as we develop these technologies further, you get more benefit of understanding a higher level of the connections. In a way, it doesn't come by elevation, it comes by lowering the weaker fields, that we become close enough but still exist to be able to understand. We are testing, and we have made the system available, and it's ongoing. Try to listen to the system and ask yourself, have you been enlightened? Have you understood anything more than last week? Something you wanted to know about yourself. It's not necessarily knowledge, but about knowledge of yourself, knowledge of creation, anything else. And if you see something which has come to you, try to understand the emotion at the time when you understood it. And then you find gradually the way to connect to universal fields, to be able to sustain and gain from the universal energy and knowledge than the physicality and knowledge of the man. We leave these systems out for the time being at the same field of strength, that by coming and going, you learn more. listen to the teachings during the week, whatever, again and again, not to listen to the word, but to create a connection with our system. And then see what you gain, what enlightenment you receive. We're entering the cycle of the energy and fields, and not the cycle of matters and the reactors. We create those in the background for the matters. And we have entered the phase of the field of the creation of the universe, which brings you very close to the book number 8, Origin of Magnetic Field, which that brings us to creation of life. As we call the field of the universe and the field of the creator, the magnetic fields of creation. Now you understand why we go this way. And we are entering the final phases of the teaching in a dimension till we start teaching you a new knowledge in how to read the encyclopedia of the life of the universe. What life means, how life created, how stars and planets and galaxies become to take the shape of what is their function, and how you recognize which galaxy, which combination, you call it constellations, mean where it takes you, and how you will enter a new dimension of the higher order to be enlightened at the highest speed. In a way, in the English word, we call it the sling effect. If you understand what the slingshot effect is, in a way you can use the process of the field of the universe to slingshot yourself closer to the Creator. You made mistake on earth. Maybe if you understand it, you can compensate by it. But the cost you pay will be very high if you understand it. If you made a mistake and the same mistake is repeated.
Can I just quickly ask, the systems that you have had going, I didn't go in the last session, and I still felt it from outside that I could feel certain energies going on, and I could feel a certain presence of the soul.
You're still at it. If you're in this teaching and you're carrying a headphone, you're in it.
I've realized this, yes, Mr. Keshe, a long time ago.
Yeah, this week teaching is very much linked to the system of last Friday. And then it's not for you, it's for the knowledge seekers who've been there. We're just trying to strengthen and see what they feel.
I was wondering which part of the system is more important from your perspective, the headphone or the microphone?
A microphone is more direct.
Is that where you get your data from? Would be the microphone, or?
Microphone is more concentrated because it's directed. It's directly on your head, but once the link's established, microphones are just another tools of connection. We are testing a lot of things tested. Ask yourself, I mean, Rick, you were in the teaching, you were in the session last Friday, and other people who've been knowledge seekers this week, don't just pass it on, just something it just passed. Have you found solution to something? Have you come up with new solutions or new questions which is raised through? This is what we are looking for. The enlightenment, that the enlightenment brings what you call maturity. Yeah, but this time is enlightenment, is not emotional.
Right, that's the way I feel.
on the Valentine Day, it was emotional. We tuned it to touch the emotion. On the this week is not that. It's more or less is more or less for you to understand more about your own capabilities. And this is why you don't feel anything. That's why I asked. It's not that we're not looking for emotion this time. This week is that how much you can connect to what you want to know. This the purpose of since last Friday is soul searching for the knowledge of universe, soul searching for understanding the creation. This is tuned to that way. If you understand it and go for it, then you see more of it.
Mr. Keshe, you spoke last week. You spoke about the birds coming, and two birds actually came. I have a room where I look out, and there's a big tree. When I view outside, and it's up on. You talk about the first floor. It's first floor, second floor, whatever you want to say, and it looks out over a tree. And these two birds came and landed, and were directly. It was very similar to what you were speaking about. It was very poignant. Thank you, Mr. Keshe.
You see, we are testing. The reason for these tests last week and ongoing now is on Earth, you are thirsty. You find a solution to find water. Where do you get water? Fruits, taps, God knows. You go to a shop, you buy, you need water, you collect the rainwater and the rest of you. You have found the solutions in the physical dimension. You have now to find a solution as the energy in dimension of the soul in the world of creation in space. Where do you look for that water of life in the dimension of energy? Because your physical body cannot find water anyway. Does not rely on it. This is the beginning of that process. It's not a soul searching, but in finding how you find an answer in the resources in the universe. How can you convert the energy of the universe to become water that you can feed as energy to your body, and you do the conversion of it inside to the water. Maybe somewhere in the space you need to have a sulfuric acid to be within your brain on your maybe blood. This is example, but this is the purpose of these teachings of now, this test of now. And we are not testing it for you because the response you gave us tells us what we have to tune. We are not waiting for you to say something, because a number of you knowledge seekers send us little messages or very detailed messages. What I felt, what it is. We don't look at that. We just look for a specific thing and say, okay, yes, what we said matches. Now change a little bit. What do we do? Next time we change just a very little, well, one of the parameters, and see what are the responses. This is why I keep on saying, you lot come into these sessions and you go in session, don't give us any feedback, but those who give us a feedback, we see how many feedback we came and what it is, and okay, this needs to be tuned. This is for you to find your way, to find the knowledge of the universe. We are correct. Some of you have actually hit it on the head. So it means you have to tune it, or we have to change our systems that it tunes with most of humanity.
Okay, that completes our excerpt from the last Knowledge Seekers workshop. And get back to our program. And we can go on to the next part, which is called the wishes. And for the wishes, we'll have a minute of silence after each wish in order to contemplate and implement the wish. So I believe we begin with Dean. Please go ahead.
Thank you, Rick. Okay, so we, the Universal Council, elevate the soul of the people of planet Earth for them to be able to connect to the Creator without any intermediary. And our wish is our command, and we are present.
We, the Universal Council, wish for the enlightenment of humanity, not to be played for fools. Our wish is our command. We are present.
We elevate the souls of all members in the past, present, and future of the Universal Council as one soul, as part of the totality of the knowledge of creation. May blessings be upon them. These are our wishes, and our wishes we command.
We, from the universal creation, as one soul, feel the suffering of all existing souls. We are feeling the peace in each existing soul, creating conditions of a new time. They were created of the universe, position, the universe, possession, thought of creator.
We, the Universal Council, make condition for all structure around all the structure around the Keshe Foundation to be supporting financially and to have what they need at the point of need to bring a total change. Our wish is our command. We are present.
The Universal Council make condition for all structure around the Keshe Foundation to be supporting financially and to have what they need at the point of need to bring a total change.
We, the Universal Council, elevate all souls in existence present in the cosmic river of cosmic rays. Our wish is our command.
We, the Universal Council, give from our field strength to empower the world leaders to negotiate and sign the World Peace Treaty, pledging their nations to a permanent and everlasting peace on this planet. Our wish is our command. We are present.
Okay, thank you, everyone. Next, we have the connection between souls, and that'll be with Mehran.
Hello, everybody. Thank you very much. So we see things are changing in the world, and as says Mr. Keshe, we wait and see. So I do the soul connection in Farsi language first. It's about connecting all our souls together at the same time to wish for the peace, justice, prosperity of humanity, that everybody gets according to their intelligence. And that Creator is good and wishes good of people. And sometimes people have to do no-sense things to come back to the path of peace and the goodness of Creator. So we give from our souls for all the people in humanity to come back to the path of peace. So I do it in Farsi first. سلام علیکم. در این جلسه ما روح‌های خودمون رو به هم وصل میکنیم به سوی هدفی که داریم. روح چیه؟ در دوره کشه ما یه جسم داریم، یک روح جسمی داریم و یک روحی که انرژی مرکزی ماست و احساسات خودشو داره. بنابراین وقتی که ما روحامون رو با هم نزدیک میکنیم مثل یک لازر میمونه که تمام نیروش رو روی نقطه میده و قدرتش بیشتره. ما روی صلح برای بشریت تمرکز میکنیم که یکی از شرایط پایه‌ای برای اینکه تکنولوژی کشه در دنیا پیاده بشه در سطح جهانی. برای این کار روحامون رو فقط آرامش داریم و روحامون رو به هم وصل میکنیم و فکر میکنیم در دنیایی هستیم که صلح هست و عدالت هست و بشر به هر چی که میخواد میتونه برسه و در این حالت چند لحظه میمونیم. خیلی ممنون برای این کاری که انجام دادیم. به علاوه هر شب ساعت 9 شب هر موقعی که دلتون خواست میتونین با روحتون با روحای دیگه تماس بگیرین و دعای به اصطلاح از روحتون بدین برای صلح. و هرچی ما از روحمون بیشتر میدیم اون چی که برمیگرده بیشتر هست. خیلی متشکرم. So after we finished the connection of souls for peace, we then give the message of for the Keshe family, and we can do this connection every night at 9 p.m. and every time we want, and we concentrate on peace for humanity. And we give from our central field strength, which is the same as soul, to enlighten the soul of the world leaders to negotiate and sign the World Peace Treaty, pledging their nations to everlasting peace on earth and throughout the universe. Sometimes maybe to get the peace in the world, we have to first have the fights, and then we are just getting tired of it, and we see we get nowhere but hurting each other. We think that the peace is more wise. That's why the old nations on the earth, they have chosen the path of peace, because they had enough long history of every kind of decisions and governments that they had been fighting, they had been conquering, they had been beaten, conquered, and finally they found out the best choice is to choose the path of peace. So I wish peace on the earth, and I wish the well-being for all humanities, all the beings on earth, all animals and plants and everything. Thank you.
All right, great. Thank you, Marinez. So I'd like to play an excerpt from the 576 Knowledge Seekers Workshop. It's an invitation to be for folks to be part of the Universal Council, how to become a Universal Council member. It's a short excerpt with Mr. Keshe, and let's get that lined up, and I'll play that now.
There's something which I should have made announcement. As we are structuring in a new development of the Keshe Foundation, is worldwide application and implication. As we set up the structure for Universal Council, a number of Universal Council members have become old and they reach the age of 60, and they served during the 60 years they are there till 61. They to run the functionality of the operation of the what we call energy dimension, the Universal Council members, if you want to become, please consider and let your soul decide of any languages around the world, as these will be announced very soon internationally, and we expect the souls to serve. And if it's from the knowledge seekers who understand the technology with dimension of the soul, you can apply for to be added to and become a member of the Universal Council. The Earth Council is appointed by the Keshe Foundation on the grounds of true structure of the nationality, understanding the culture that there is no prejudice by physical dimension of the borders. And so if you feel your soul is there to serve humanity in expansion and the growth of it, just apply for it at the Keshe Foundation or send the email to info@keshe.foundation, say I would like to be a member of the Universal Council. We receive this regularly, and now we're going to expand this very rapidly due to what is to come and what is to be done. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Majoric. I also want to add that welcome to Keshe Foundation, Spaceship Institute organization, dear beautiful souls. Join us as universal souls, as we are all over the planet, from all over the planet, from all over the world, as we see. Please do join as a Universal Council, support Universal Council members so that we can together serve humanity, all that is in existence, elevate them to a point of peace and enlightenment so that they can feel the joy. All of us can feel the joy and peacefulness and abundance. So, welcome and join as Universal Council support and Universal Council membership. Thank you so much. Salam, Namaste, Salute, your beautiful soul. And also, we invite you to connect with a member of the Universal Council to send us your questions to be answered live each week and all the needs of your community. As you are so much welcome, dear beautiful souls. Here in also One Planet, One Race, One Nation, you can ask questions, share your, as you are sharing always, share, have a discussion. And also, as we are all knowledge seekers, we are all learning, we will interact in our way. And the basis is the fundamental love, universal love. So, and also I will invite you to all the Telegram groups of different language of Keshe Foundation, Spaceship Institute, organization, beautiful souls. You can join and say in your own language, and we will share accordingly as said. So everything is updating, my dear beautiful souls. So in this oneness, we are all together and welcoming each other in this way is so beauty, so much in beauty and totality. So come in and join. Have your same beautiful soul. I invite you and saying gratitude to all from the core of my heart and soul. Welcome. Thank you for joining us as one soul. Thank you. Salam, Namaste, Salute.
Thank you, Sweta. Next, we have an excerpt from the last Knowledge Seekers workshop. Let me get that lined up. Okay, just make sure I've got it correct. And this is about the knowledge of the universe. It'll be about 8 minutes. It starts at 43 minutes into the 632nd Knowledge Seekers workshop. Bear with me a minute. I'm having some issues getting this video started. I'll just have to restart it here.
Mankind has to learn to be part of the structure of the universal energy from the moment of birth. And this is the responsibility of the mothers as they supply that freely from the beginning. You transit or bring the transition from the free energy, which is my liquid of my body, to you, to taking another life for you to survive. Is the mother who puts the first meat in the mouth of the child. Is the mother who puts the first piece of bread, which is the life of the wheat and whatever, in the mouth of the child. What about if the mother teaches the child that he can take from the universal energy what is available without destroying your life? Now we understand why the responsibility of the life is on the shoulder of the mothers, as we have to educate the mothers of this time to work to understand the work of the fields of the universe. There is one point. Once you create the children of Mitra, they are born through the field energy of the soul. Why do you taint the life with the killing, where they are born through the energies and not the dimension of physicality? This is where the children of Mitra will take the dimension of physicality of the man and will see the same mayhem of killing. If you create the children of Mitra, teach that child from the time of inception till the time of birth and the time of nourishment, that he can, through his soul, he can, through his fingers, connect to universal energies, that after coming in a way, when you win the child of the breast of the mother, he knows how to feed himself anywhere in the universe and not to be connected to the dimension of the fields of the others for him or her to be killed, to be destroyed, for him to have a life to live another few seconds of this planet or anywhere in the universe. It's the responsibility of the knowledge seekers in the coming time to develop such a technology that by, for example, as a glove put on the finger of the child or on the hand of the child, he learns to absorb energy, what he needs from the environment, till gradually he learns how to feed himself through the dimension of it. One of the best tools man has ever been given is a nano-material which receives energy, will receive huge amounts of energies, and is with us from the time of the birth to the point of the death and beyond. Is one of the best nano-coated materials, which can be used for transfer of universal energy to any part of the man, because it's connected to the skin of the man and it's connected to the soul of the man, as it's connected to the brain of the man. The nail of the man is not just for the sake of digging and protecting, it's the best transmission a receiver for the energies which the man does not need and for the man needs to survive. This is why we raise our hand into the sky, asking from the Creator. In a way, we give what we don't need and we receive what we need. The nails on the toe of the man is connection to the energies of this planet. The nails on the hand of the man is for energy to the universal dimension. This is why the hand has been put near the soul of the man. The way is the passage of the lung through the throat of the man to the nearest point to the soul of the man. If man learns how to transfer energy of the universe through his nails, through his fingers, then man will become independent. Anywhere in the universe can attain life, sustain life without killing, and the life which takes as it needs, it'll become an everlasting life, because he knows what to give and what to take and how to convert itself to the point of life anywhere in the universe. I made man in the image of myself, as I am the energy and not the matter. I made man in the image of myself, as I'm made out of the wish of giving and not from the wish of killing. If man learns to be like me, man will achieve the everlasting peace. Man will achieve the everlasting life. And in a way, man never gets old for it to come an end. Tapping into universal energy creates a soul which lasts forever. Man will not commit crime, as What it takes is what it needs, and then there is no animosity. There is no, in a way, greed, because what you need, you take. We have shown this in the technology of the recent past that you can produce through it. As you create the light, you can create the matter that you need with the same wish. If you understand the frequency, the strength field of the matter state in conjunction with the energies of the body of the man, when you look into between your hands and your wish and emotions to have gold, you create the gold. You do not need to have the light. But what that gold is supposed to serve, is it the greed of the man or the energy of it is for you to feed yourself through it? Man has to understand, when you look at an object, the feedback to confirm it's here is the same as when the man holds his hand and looks into the ball. As you give what you don't need, that takes from the field of the universe to give you what the body of the man needs to survive. In a way, if man learns to use his fingers to concentrate and bring the field energy of the universe within it, then his connection to the soul of the man will feed the soul of the man, as his soul of the man has the field strength of every cell of the man that will feed the man, the physicality of the man. This is how man shall not kill. The hands you took out to kill, if you can concentrate it and look into the light and energy within it, you can with it, because it's dimension of limitation of your body. In a way, your hands become that skull, and the air in between it become the energy of the soul that you feed the soul of the man, and through it, through the rest of the physicality of the man. The energies you don't need cannot be produced, as the amino acid protein of the body of the man in his skin will create that dimension of limitation. In a way, man still feeds itself through his hand, but in a way, it feeds the soul, and the soul feeds the body. Man does not need the hands to kill. In the coming time, technologies will develop that will train man to do this. The way we have learned, we train our fingers to write, to touch, to feel, to show love, and with it, to show affection. Through this technology of understanding the transmission of the soul through the nail of the man, the best nanomaterial ever known to the universe, man will learn to transfer the energies to what it needs, in a way filter it, and then feed it to the soul of the man through the skin, through the dimension of the neural system, to the soul of the man, and the rest of the physicality of the man can be fed. Today, we create energies through our blood to transfer, as we say, to feed the rest of the body. We do the same, but we do it through neural system, because we are created out of the energy fields of the soul of the Mitra, and not the physicality of the man. I wish one day man understand what I taught today, and I wish that day comes soon, that man would not have his fingers tainted with blood. And when you forget to kill, you stop the wars, you stop and become man of peace anywhere in the universe. The hand of the man has been the biggest enemy of the man. The hand of the man will be what we call the savior of the man. If the man leads and the man learns that the hand of the man, through the dimension of the nanomaterial within the structure of it, is there to absorb the energy, convert and feed the man, and not to take life with those hands. I hope, as knowledge seekers, you start learning. And I hope those of you who are connected to our system learn how to connect to universal knowledge in a way, universal energy, that the knowledge becomes the food of the man and not the energy to feed the physicality of the man.
Well, it was so interesting. I went a minute over on that, but I don't think anyone will complain. Thanks to Mr. Keshe for that teaching from the 632nd Knowledge Seekers Workshop from last March 5th, last Thursday. All right, let's move to our next phase. Now we have the knowledge and understanding from the 632nd Knowledge Seekers Workshop with Stefania. Stefania, are you available?
Hello, good evening, good afternoon. Can you hear me, Rick?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
We hear
I
you
don't know
fine.
if Maranes want to say something about the first part, and then I come in after she finish. I don't know if she wants to add something
Yes.
on the first. Yeah, perfect. Okay.
Thank you. I
You're
guess,
welcome.
Ms. Guy says that we have had these teachings regularly since 13 years ago, and now is the time that we try to get what we want little by little from the energy of the universe. And he was talking about mhm, uh, I just finished something. That humanity has to learn more working with the energy than matter, and then he talks about um, uh, we can use our souls, that we can go to some frequencies like the radios we had in the 80s, 70s, and we turn it and we go to some frequency, and that's this radio or that radio, and then we change again. So we can this way use our souls to contact this or that frequency, which can be my mother, which can be somebody we want to connect to. And the soul can do that. We can have, through our souls, communication with a universe and the creator, and that we can use our emotions also to an intention, our emotions, to help us to use our soul. And then he says about how we can use our hands to get the energy of the universe for what we want. And he talks about the fingers and the nails, which have the amino acid of the proteins, which are the same as transferring what we get from the universe to in our body, and that women have to learn, give the teaching to their children that instead of using their hands to kill animals or to take out the roots of the plants to feed themselves with their hands, they can little by little learn how to get what they want and to feed their bodies and things like that. And in fact, when we use our hands and we get the energy of the universe by using our emotions in our hands, then in fact, we give that energy to our souls, and the soul would pass it to our body to nourish us. And that's the way that we can go anywhere in the universe to feed ourselves and have no worries of somebody finds us the food. And so it was mostly about that and how to feed ourselves. In the past, they used to raise their hands and do their prayers. Now we raise the hand, and sometimes when the head, the soul is between them, helps that we get what we want. That's almost what I got from the teaching, and I'll let you continue, please, with your teaching.
Thank you, Maranes. Thank you. Yeah, it was very interesting. I found it very interesting when you talk about. Can you hear me properly, Rick? Because I have no headphone.
You sound fine. Go ahead, Stefania.
Yeah, because I found was very interesting. I really recommend everyone to listen carefully. The 632 knowledge seeker from the beginning to the end, because it's got a lot of knowledge. For me, the first part I found it very interesting when he said that the nails are nano-coated material, and it's our tool to tap into the energy of the universe, and we use literally our finger and our nails for get what we need at level of the energy, and get rid of what we don't need. And it was very interesting when he said that the nail of the hands are more connected to the soul of the man, and then the nail of the feet to get the energy from the sky, from the universe, and the nail of the feet to get the energy from the earth. So it goes really online with a lot of what we learn in the ancient knowledge. So I found very interesting. So the position of the hands, we go back to the different position of the hands. I remember Mr. Keshe when he done a lot of teaching on that in the past about it. So yes, so for me it was really surprising when he said that are nanomaterial, the nails. Yeah, so the second part also was very I think I heard Maranes talk about also the children of Mitra, that he also going into the fact that we need to teach our children from when they're born to not to kill, teach them how to get fed through the energy. Is actually our responsibility. We give unconditionally the milk, so the mother is actually a rule of the mother to make available the milk for the child the moment they're born, but also give them the choice of that there is not, the milk is one option, the other option is learn how to get fed through the energy. So in that way, they will never learn to rely on killing other living being to survive. And this is the first step if we want to truly live into the universe. So it was very interesting, the first part. And the second part was even more, equally interesting. We had lots of great questions, starting from talking about how can we collectively make a difference by using our emotion. And Mr. Keshe going really in depth of the unconditional giving, what it really is, what is the love of the creator, and how we can use these fields, this field strength that unite us. It's a field that unite us as a race. And with these fields, we can really bring peace and balance. So we can overcome all the problems that we have. We can get everything we need, because the moment we understood this unconditional giving, we truly become a givers, and therefore we can receive everything we need on the point of need. So I just tell you what I understood, but I invite you to go in and listen, and really see what you understand out of it. So we got lots of great questions. We have also he going also into talking about
a little bit of what's happening in the world today with this conflict. They go really in depth on that situation as well. So for is interesting to have an insight of what's happening in the world. There is also that part in Mr. Keshe talk about why they couldn't use the advanced technology. They couldn't show in Iran the advanced technology, but you can listen in the question. Yes, we talk about also the product, the new product. They are there, the cosmic spring programs that they are there to bring peace and the harmony. Also, it talks about that the harmony. Many people don't know that to have peace, you have to have harmony first. Anyway, these products are spreading around the world and they're all connecting to each other's. So if you want to know more about the product, go into listen as well, the second part. Is a consciousness and that has effect on the matter state. If there are a physical system or a scientist way to really see this, and Mr. Keshe said that it showed this system in China, and it was very interesting this part because it talked about the rain. It talked about now they developed this system that through a drop of rain, they can you can get everything you need. So the plants can get the amino acid they need to grow. We can get what we're short of to bring that balance. Then that balance will bring us peace. So if you want to want to know more, know about this new system and how it works, go into listen this part. Is in the second part. So because apparently this drop will carry everything we need. We carry the motion of what we need. We carry, we can have everything just through the drops of water. So that was amazing, I think. Also, there are a lot of more questions. It goes into as well about also talk about yeah, see, there was this interesting question that they said what we can spread as knowledge to all the academic or to all the school, what we can spread as a knowledge of the Keshe Foundation through school and university. And he said that Mr. Keshe is over past that now. This was something he wanted to do in the past, but now they went over. They have a different way now to spread the technology. And we will know very soon. And very soon will be the beginning of a new cycle. So very soon, the humanity will change into the energy level. So he keep us a little bit in suspense because he said this will come very soon. So that is a great news. We also have other great question about the antibiotic because we always the problem. If you know, like the superbugs in the hospital, for example, or in different places, now we're taking so much often, many time antibiotic for everything that they don't work any longer. And Mr. Keshe gave a good explanation how the cosmic ray are so perfect to be used as antibiotic because they change it so fast, their field strength, they know that the bacteria, they cannot keep up with it. So they can never overpass those cosmic rays. So they are the perfect antibiotic. So even for the Mr. Keshe going into the world of medicine and of science of well-being. So and there are a lot in this teaching because it's going to how also another question, very interesting one was how can we absorb calcium into the body? Because as you know, as we get older, people start to have serious many problems just because of lack of calcium into the body in the right places, like into the bone. So it goes into the fact that it connects the calcium, the intake of calcium with the muscle mass. And it go into, it really go into in depth how it can help this with certain type of food. So you go into the eggs, omega-3, how you can get omega-3. Which eggs they have omega-3, obviously the one free range, the one who they have the cox, the one who have the male, because this I didn't know, was very interesting when he said, because the male make every day, I don't know how to say in English, they
Whoopee?
eh?
The cock makes whoopee every day?
Yeah. So you got yeah. So you got the strength of creation in the egg. That is, that you connect. He said it's like omega-3. You make a big difference. The omega-6 is not important, but omega-3 is the one you're looking for. So you have to have a good egg, good chicken who they live in the open, eat a good food, and they have the the male with them. Otherwise, you think you're getting the right egg, but you don't. So when you get things from the supermarket, it's not really what you getting. So really pay attention to where you get your food from. So it's got really important on what you're getting at the end. Thank you, Mark. And it's gone into so many good stuff about health in the second part. Like he going to talk about also the copper, how the copper is very important. You go into the isotopes, the copper. So there are a very specific way to get the right isotopes to then get the calcium that you need to also to also get the to have the muscle mass that you need. That as you get older, you tend to lose after 55, 60. So and go into step by steps how you can get that through the right I don't know, the right uh, he said the right how you say, the environment, like you have to have the right field strength, you have to have the right link between the right ratio, the right link, the right. But anyway, going to listen because I can't repeat it properly. But if you're interested about how can we can take calcium, you tell in there. And then he said how people who live longer life, usually they have no silver or gold spoon and forks and things for cooking, but actually it's the copper. And it gonna tell you why. So going to listen the second part for this as well is really good. Then what else? It talk about. Let's see if I can. Yes, it talks about. There is one part when he explains what he does with the system. So with the system, it's very important what he tried to achieve when he put us through the monthly session and also to the weekly session, the public one. In the second part, he explain what he's looking for from us as a feedback. So it's very important that we give the feedback to the Keshe Foundation when we listen through the headphone. If you are doing a private session monthly or if you're doing the public one. And he give you some tips or you what you're looking for to notice after you've been into a session. He also suggestion to go and to re-listen the workshop. No matter if you don't hear what you're saying, you can put the volume down if you listen 300 times. I mean, for me, it's never enough to listen to the workshop, but if you are in a situation where you cannot hear the volume because you are, I don't know, in a situation where you are other people, you can put the volume down. And the important thing is that you listen to fields, because the more you connecting with the fields, then your body the connection become more and more stable, and then you will be always connected, even without listening the lesson. So there is a process. So it's not just you listen a workshop and that's it. And you let him go through your shoulder. There is a real process where if you engage with the fields, then they become stable part of your connection. And then you will be able to connect your soul with those fields. And this is very important because he also said the universal system as well. In the future, we as a knowledge seeker, we will have a bigger advantage compared to other people. They never listen the workshop or never been to the privately session, because we will be easily connected with universal fields. They are actually be connected because universal fields will be all over. People will be by all over the place, all over the planet. So will be for us will be easy to connect in permanently way with those units without any system, because our body is a system. So this is a practice that we have to nourish to be able to work with the energy fields in more efficient way. So then it goes to very other important question, the last question, very, very important from Azar, where he's going to talk about, Azar was very worried on the fact that if we're going to live, if it's correct that we're going to live forever. And Mr. Keshe said, yes, at the energy level, as he said many times, this is a nursery where the soul born. At the energy level, yes, we're gonna live forever. But at the material and the physical level, unfortunately, our physical body is not quite good enough to balance properly with the soul energy, with the soul of the man at the time of departure. So this not matching fields, it forced our body to be left, the physicality to be left behind. So in there, Mr. Keshe is going to explain how all this is happening. So if you're really interested and to know why the body is left behind, even though we're not supposed to leave our body behind, but in the position we are now, if we don't step up with our understanding, with our knowledge, it will be quite difficult for us. So the other question that I found super interesting, because touch a lot also, sorry, on these facts of the energy, sorry, on this physicality, not too much in the soul of the man. Again, it goes really interesting because it's going into the bloodstream. It goes talk about the heart. It talk about the high blood pressure. That as we get older, our capillaries, our arteries get weaker and weaker. So because they get weaker, we get more subject to inflammation. And explain why elderly people get healed easily because of this inflammation that we're getting because of our capillary becoming weaker. So it talk about the importance of reducing inflammation because this will have effect on the pressure of the heart. The heart obviously pumping because it need some pressure. So it's very important for us to reducing the inflammation. So he talked that we need to also reduce the inflammation at the cellular level. So their system are good to do this. So the system of the Keshe Foundation, they're working on this direction, on working on the energy level to reduce inflammation even to the cellular level. I have to say something about this because my auntie, unfortunately, she's in the hospice and she's supposed to die any minutes. But what happened to her? The heart stopped, and so the doctor said that she was dead. And the nurses came to see. The nurses said that she was dead. The doctor said she was dead. But then my cousin, she started to cry, and the heart started to beat up again. Then the heart stopped again. And again, the doctor said, okay, she's dead. It was more than 5 minutes. It's a very long time. And again, each time my niece cried for her mom, the heart stopped, the heart was go back to beat again. And now this happened a couple of days ago. Now the heart beating, but the other things the doctor had got no explanation for this. And then another things that have no explanation was regarding the fact that, like Mr. Keshe said, you need a little bit of pressure to make heart have a heartbeat. But now my auntie, she's got no pressure, zero pressure, but the heart is still pumping. And the doctor again have no explanation. So they cannot explain how my auntie, she's still alive when she's supposed to be dead. So this explains like how little we know about the body and how little we know about the energy side of life and the universe, because they don't have explanation why she's still alive. So I just wanted to say this because it was connected with the heartbeat. The last question that was very, very interesting, it was regarding the eyes. Why the eyes, why we can see better when certain things happen with why this was a situation, because why you are in certain situation and your eyesight improve. So in this case, as she was in the forest, she was looking the trees, she was looking the sky, she was seeing the tree through the lights through the sky. So she asked, is this regarding the motion? Why suddenly she could see more than she could normally see? And Mr. Keshe went into really interesting part about the thalamus, the pituitary glands, their position in relation to the skull. Again, the fact that when we get older, because we change in our position of the skull, for example, we start to look down, we're more bending forward, our posture change. So all this change in posture has got effect on the fields of the brain with the pituitary glands and the position of the pituitary glands and the position of the skull. So all this has got influence on the fields that then affecting our vision and our nervous system. So it's very, very important to take in consideration the way you walk. So going to really talk in details on the fact, on the way walkers matter. So you're going to, for example, people that tend to shower their feet, they will have more easily prone to more diseases, because when you do heel toes, you include the nervous system, because you got the vibration going up, and that has got effect on the whole body. Or if you're looking down and you don't looking forward, that will have influence in your emotion. So this explaining why the emotion also can be affected on your health. So it's very good to always look up, look forward, look far away, and that also will have a different regeneration into the body, into the eyes, because you get in the light, you get in going through the eyes, and this will improve our repair mechanism. So because we're talking about the cataract, the other eye disease, other body disease, how affected on the position of the skull. For example, also the color has effect as well. Each color's got center length of magnetic field strength, and this also has effect on the regeneration of the body. So, for example, they were talking how is important the green color, walking in the green, working in the forest, looking up the sky, having a good posture, good movement, how is influence the fields, because the skull, as we get older, the position of the skull can change, the position of the eyes, the position of the pituitary gland. So you talk a lot about how the posture can affect the fields, because everything change position, so they don't work as they're supposed to work, and then everything is different. And this can create problem as cholesterol, as diabetes, and other problems in the body. So it's very important to be in contact with the nature and have a good mobility and good posture. Yes, and the colors. So this, anyway, go into yourself, read more, because it's really a bomb, this workshop, make you understand, because you also said that very soon we're gonna step up in another teaching. So now we are into, as you know, as we can connect with the fields of the universe, but very soon we're gonna start to have a new chapter where we're gonna talk about how travel in the galaxy, what what to do when you're in space. So it's another kettle of fish of knowledge that we're gonna face very soon. So that's why it's very important you go in depth as much as you can every week, so you can catch up, and then you can stay in pace with what's gonna happen next. So Mr. Keshe, prepare us for the next cycle. So this is all. Sorry if I took a lot time, and we can go to transmutation. If anyone want to add more stuff, please do before we go into Mushfaq. Thank you.
Just thanking you for your powerful and humble delivery and overview of the workshop. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Mark.
Thank you, Stefania, my dear. Very beautifully you said and shared so much. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you. Gratitude, my dear. Thank you.
I would like to add a little bit to what Stefania just mentioned. So, in last Knowledge Seekers workshop, towards the end, we heard about a few things closer to physical. Not just closer to it, that's the physical aspect of our living on this planet. Yes, the importance and the significance of engaging at the soul level is definitely important, but the physicality has its place. It has to be addressed as well as the soul. So, and there is the balancing act between these two worlds that we all kind of as our challenges to achieve that balance. And so the aspect is one of the things that we consume various food, and how, and some of these are animals and fish and plant life forms, and their life on this planet affects us, the human being who consume them. And some of them are subjected to various stresses and adverse conditions, and that affects us. For example, in fish and and chickens, omega-3, the conversion of omega-3 to omega-6, as they become stressed in various contained conditions. And this affects us significantly in the protein we need in our body. So, and then there is the aspect of our vision and how living in the condition that we do and the way we use our eyes is not conducive to vision, and there is a large number of people who use glasses really well. And there exist exercises at the physical level which can help improve eyesight. In fact, interestingly, this topic came up, but I wear glasses since I was child, and my eyesight got bad because of the reaction of an antibiotic, and so I've been wearing glasses for as long as I have been living here, pretty much. And the interesting thing is that about 2 months back, I got, I started doing some exercises, and the effects are very strong. This thing started improving quite a bit, and I'm now confident, I'm confident that I won't have glasses in a short time. And but nobody, as long as I know, nobody has told me that there is a way to improve your eyesight. And you can look up some of these exercises, but generally, if we look at nature and various kind of colors and light conditions, in certain ways, then you can improve things rather quickly. And if you add the soul aspect to it, things can improve even quicker. And similarly, our posture, because of various stresses, we are subjected to various, conditions, and which affects the way we walk and carry ourselves, and which and in a way we lose a very important aspect of our natural beauty, whether it's a man or a woman, by losing or distortion of our posture. And we can do it from the physical side, but we can also observe the emotional effects and alter the posture that way. But the important thing is that whichever direction we choose, one affects the other. If we improve our emotional condition, the posture improves. If we change the posture, our emotional condition will improve. So these are things, these are important things that alters the quality of life at the physical level, and having the awareness of it can make a big difference. And so we can try it and see how it changes, because all of us are affected by, not just individually, but people around us. We are also subjected to these things, and their well-being affects our well-being. So physical side, some of the physical aspects that are distorted as a result of various conditions can be addressed, in addition to doing things at the soul level. And we can even combine the two, and the effect can amplify considerably that way. And of course, plasma technology can complement any of these activities. So we must keep that in mind as well. Thank you very much.
Can I add something on this, Mushfaq?
Yes.
Yeah, because me too. I always had problem with my eyes, and I always look into this, and like Mr. Cash saying that the physical body, you can feed the soul from the physical body, from the physicality, and the soul can feed the physicality. So there is both ways, no? So there is not only one way. So A can help B and B can help A. So, for example, you're right. So as we know, the nervous system organize movement. That's why when we have an accident, the first things happen if the brain is involved, or if you have a neuro condition, the first things happen, you lose movement. This is the first things happen. So because the brain organizes movement, as Mr. Keshe said, all the part of the body are mapped into the brain. So we got the legs, everything is mapped into the brain. And there are maps you can look up in the internet where you see the map of the body in the brain, because the brain organizes the body. But you can do the other way around, like you just said. You can organize the brain through the movement of the body. So for example, if you work on the movement, you're right, the emotion change. So like Mr. Keshe said, if you bend forward, you can try, everyone can try now. If you bring your shoulder forward, you look down, you have a certain type of feelings. If you if you have the chest open, you have another type of feeling. So if you improve your movements, suddenly your emotional level change. Matter of fact is saying, if your sternum, if your rib cage is free, some people said you're like a genius, you improve your creativity. So there are a lot of things that are connected with the movement. A simple way to improve your movements, strangely enough, it's through doing a simple scanning, like just to feel. We go back to feeling, because the society of today tend not to. We are feeling less and less. So if we go back to feeling a sensation, the more you feel, so the more you can move. So even just a simple things where you start to feel, so you ask to yourself, how many vertebrae do you have? Or you do any action, you stop the action you're doing, and suddenly you say, where is my hands, where is my feet? This is a connection with your own self, where you improve the perception, where are you in space. Just this will improve your movement. Because people sometimes mistake, for example, if we say you have to be upright, people suddenly they become rigid because they try to have army posture, and that is not, you're missing the point. So improve movement also means be more connected with your own self and feel more your own body. And there are lots of technique. I actually I'm really went into this because I improve my vision by doing that. So me too, I had a lot of problem. Me too, I don't want to wear glasses. And me too, fair enough, you say that, because I went for eye test, and now I make like a goal where I'm going to improve my vision without glasses. But for example, last week, I make example, there was a lesson that I did where you're going through the skull, you're going through the part of the mouth and teeth, wherever, just by improving the perception of where your teeth are, where your tongue is, where your there are different way to do it, but just that will improve the whole posture of the body. So yes, I just wanted to say that through the body you can improve you can feed your soul, and through your soul you can feed your body. So it's both ways. Yes. Yeah, I just wanted to confirm what you said.
Okay, perhaps we can move to our next part. Thank you for your insights of the last Knowledge Seekers workshop. And our next part is, oops, just a second here. There we go. Is time for transmutation with Moshfek.
Hello, everybody. Mosfeq again. Transmutation, again, this is, we see a relationship between our energy side and our physical side, and making a link that we never thought that it would be possible to convert our body to energy, and from energy to bodies of various shapes, depending on the situation. This is something we have read in stories or seen in fictions and stuff in movies. But here we are learning to make it a reality. So, and when we try to, let's say, convert our physical body to energy, well, first thing is that if you make a statement such as the one I'm making, and the first thing people look at you and say, I mean, is it even possible? But even for us, those of us who are attempting to do it, this statement, is it even possible? I'm stating it in words, but some of these are very internalized in our existence on this planet. So, although in knowing the plasma technology as we are beginning to be aware of, we know it is possible, but our conditioning, our internal feelings are geared to the idea that it's impossible. And here, this idea can be observed in various type of tension, or in that tension or feelings that arise when we try to do this. Try to do this is convert ourselves to energy, and this is, I mean, it's a very deep-rooted condition within us. So at first, we observe that, it's something like, I will give you a simple example. So I was thinking about this conversion process, and then as soon as I think about it, I started thinking about my feet touching the ground, and how is this possible? What will happen if I convert to energy? I won't be touching the ground, and I could not remove my focus. I could not get back to my original intent, and I was just focusing on my feet touching the ground and nothing else. It was something very primitive, kind of like, and there are a number of things you'll see as we all try to do this kind of things. All kinds of distraction and very mundane or very silly things come into foreground to essentially tell us that, oh, it's not possible. But the other direction, the direction I call from energy to matter, I think this is a little bit easier. This direction is a little bit easier in the sense that, I'm not saying it's easy, but it's a little bit easier, because certain health condition or certain physical manifestation can be altered by focusing one's soul energy on physicality. And I've been able to do some of these, and it's some of them feels like borderline magic, or but it's possible. It happens. You know, it can change a certain bone condition, skin, certain marking on the skin. These I have been able to do, but it takes, and you know, it's something like you can do some of these things, and you can, like, I can change one spot in one area, but another area, it doesn't, I can't do it. You know, still I'm working on these things, but is it possible? Yes. Is it possible all the time? Not for me as of, not for me at this time, but I'm getting there. I mean, anyone can try these things, but, and sometimes the time factor operates here as well. You know, sometimes it's very quick, sometimes it takes a bit of time. So all of these play their role, and to some degree we understand, now that we are beginning to understand the aspect of time and the people, place, position, and possession affects physicality. And this kind of thing, now that we understand, things are getting a bit easier. But knowing it and then having an understanding of it and then implementing them, that it happens in stages. So yes, it's, I mean, at least the energy to matter side is possible. And I have evidence of it. And I think, you know, healing ourselves by thoughts is an example of it as well. And so this is the sort of like, this is something you can do, but the other thing is possible as well, I'm sure, because we all know experience of many people in the Keshe Foundation of soul travel, where we do energy level, complete energy level things. So yes, we have evidence of both sides, and we are connecting here and there. And interestingly, elevating other people's soul is also part of this experience, because they are physicality. I mean, there is physicality attached to those souls, and you can see that you can change other people's physical aspect by elevating their soul. And this is part of healing others, and it's a little easier because we are detached from those physicalities. So this is another aspect we can try. I mean, not just with people, but let's say plants in your garden. You can try that too. And the results are much easier to achieve, and there is a joy associated with, I mean, benefiting others this way. But you know, the joy that I talked about, it's essentially a feedback from these kind of actions. So wishing somebody the opposite similarly has severe consequences. So soul level operation has a lot of dimensions, and we have to be very aware of what we are doing and behaving like a creator is paramount here, in a sense that the path of destruction catches up to us if we are to follow that direction. And the evidence of which you can see in others, and I would advise against trying those kind of things, because the consequence is not just physical, that exists in the dimension of physicality, but the energy dimension, and can be quite severe. And the other side, creating things is what brings us close to the creator. So there is a lot of emotion associated with that kind of activities, and it's very rewarding. So I'm giving some hints here to proceed in a direction which not only takes us to the creator, but adds a lot of joy to our existence here today and in the days to come. Thank you very much. Anyone else wants to add anything?
Yes, thank you, my dear Moshe. Thank you so much. How beautifully you said. And I also want to say, when we work, we understand the energy, working energy bodies, energy fields. As soul is so neutral, soul, the unified field is so neutral. It's like, giving you blessings always, what you desire, always. You desire physical needs, your physical form more, or the beauty and totality you are, kind of that. But when, after a long time, when we say, oh, the soul gives I wanted from my soul that I want money, I want this, I want land, I want a big house, and I want to travel the whole world in a luxury. I want to have achievements of golds and diamonds. And then one day in the deathbed, the physicality says to the soul that, my dear soul, why I am dying? I don't want to die. I didn't want this. I didn't wanted this from you. So the soul says, yes, you didn't wanted this from me, the death, but you acquired all the conditions of this. So it is your desire. You have reached this point. I hope. I was thinking that you maybe ask for peace, ask for love, ask for unity, ask for services. You didn't. But then I answered all your desires. I manifested all your desires. So death is the way all the desires come to an end. So yes, the energy level, the energy, the universal unified field is neutral, basic, beautiful, simple, and it loves what you desire. It is within us to give us peace, joy, and love. Wishing for that is the most important thing. So thank you, my dear Moshe. Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Shweta and Mashfaq. Next, we have testimony about things from the Keshe Foundation. Who would like to go ahead with that? We see the cosmic ray transmission as the slide for this part, and we see the next session coming up is March 27th. You can check the links in the Keshe Foundation store in order to get your spot in that session if you like. Anything else anyone would like to say about testimony of the Keshe Foundation?
Rick, hi, it's Dean here. So, yeah, I can say a few words. So the transmutation, I'm sure many of the knowledge seekers that have been present within these transmutation sessions have experienced many different dimensions, many different interactions through their soul, and some have felt it physically, and many have, as Mr. Keshe said, and it's been spoken about many times, many have soul traveled, many have reached a position and understood, the transmutation of how to project and allow yourself to go through the process of being able to move through time and space and in a non-physical form. So Mr. Keshe has explained this many times. It's a bit like the many different aspects of water. If you can imagine water on the planet Earth as a solid, as a liquid, as a gas, as a spray, there's many different interactions that happen with a particular molecule of an interaction of, we're talking about H2O here. So there's many different ways that it can be felt and transmuted through. And this is a bit the same as a condition with the soul aspect of these transmutation sessions. Many people, they put on a physical pair of earphones, obviously in various different positions, not always on the ears, sometimes around other parts of the brain. Remember, the brain actually is a matter state condition that is functioning because of an interaction on planet Earth in the physicality, whereas the actual the part right in the middle, that not dead in the middle, but pretty centralized, is the soul aspect, and that is the control function for the matter state interaction, and that, according to Mr. Keshe's teachings, is not a physical space gap in that dimension. And it can be very tiny. For some people it's a micro dot, and for others it can be a very big area, depending upon the knowledge that you've carried and how you've interacted. And so that could be a space gap, that could be an interaction that is what we've been speaking about throughout all of these interactions, that space travel, traveling between one point to another. And it's between the matter state of the physicality of the brain structure, but within that, when you touch the plasmatic side of the soul of the man, it gives you the ability to transmute and take many different time, place, and positions. In fact, as Mr. Keshe said, and many knowledge seekers are aware, you are the captain of your ship. Where would you like to go? And this is the biggest question for many, because many still are thinking, what do I want to do? And it's a physical thought. It's an interaction of what pleases me in the physical form. When you interact with these interactions on a soul level, like it's been spoken about today, you can receive the energies. So the nano processing of the nanoparticles that are part of the hand structure, we can achieve that in many different ways. Some people have achieved it through the presence of their interactions through their physicalities, concentrating the energies into their palm of their hands and feeling the, it's, some say chi energy and all these sorts of things. But it's very real. For anybody that's practiced these sort of things, they understand the energies and they're very powerful. For anybody who doesn't believe in this, of course, it will never happen because everything is a belief system. So what you believe, you become. And it's not until we allow, when we open ourselves up to these new, these enhanced abilities, that we will experience them. So we can block ourselves and we be outside of ourselves in the physical form, and we can stay in that position. Or we can come back inside and transmute using the energies that we possess. And we've all have it, each and every single one of us. It's all a choice, what you decide. And so this interaction is a possibility. The monthly sessions give us the ability to experience it as a, going into a session with Mr. Keshe, who is, enhancing and giving the right conditions for the soul to be able to travel. We also have the ability now, as we can see on screen, that there is a possibility to interact in a way that through some new devices, some new tools, we will be able to feed in a different way. And this will give us the opportunity to not be controlled by the physical form of having to gain energy by physically ingesting substances, food and all these things. And for many people, this is a step too far. They didn't know, well, I love food. Why? It's the emotion of food. I want this. I need this. And for others, they've got to the point where they've understood the energy side of things. And some would say, like the gurus, or they're people that are in a different position, and it's not for everybody. However, it is. Because each and every one of us has a soul, and each and every one of us, once we lose our physicality, we're in that position. It's only the brain, the thought process, the emotions linked to the planet that keep us in this locked in position that we would never want to experience or need to experience something else. However, at some time, point, place, position, we do experience it. And that's where the balance comes. That's where we interact at that level with our soul. We soul travel. We have a physical form for some of us, it can be one breath of air. That's all it takes. And that soul's had enough. And then for others, it may be many, many years. And they need to breathe, physically and experience many, many dimensions and many, many things. And this explains why the emotions that we attach and we experience through being connected with all our family, our relationships and everything, have such a big effect upon us. And this is why when we allow that to affect us emotionally, we interact and maybe cause a war inside ourselves sometimes that transmutes outside of us. And our hands that are this transition period, these nano-coated instruments of the fields, we grab things, we take things. And remember, the energy transfer is all about giving and taking, receiving. The more you give, the more you receive. So you have a choice. And we have this new technology, this amazing technology that Mr. Keshe is bringing forward that is beyond the knowledge of mankind. And I cannot say that I know everything about it. I feel it. I understand some of it. I've experienced it. However, like many people, you have to be part of it. You have to be in a position to know or to let go, to experience more. We all are part of this as the human race, as souls present in a physical body, as souls that are present in many, many dimensions, we can lock ourselves into the physicality and just this one position, or we can open up and experience many, many dimensions. It was spoken about by many today that we, the way that we view the world through our eyes has a direct effect on how we function in a physical form. So if we're looking down, as Stefania was talking about, or we're looking straight, or we look up, we get different emotions. Now, that explains a lot with theology, doesn't it? The way that certain things are done, a control system, a position of time, place, and position, and how we are subjected to beliefs that create our reality. This technology gives us the ability to experience more than that, to come to know yourself as oneself, which is the one soul, which is part of the creation and the creator. And this technology is here. We've spoken about this many, many times. It's on the table. It's present. One of us or all of us will have to experience it. We have no choice. As a certain soul is experienced right now, you come to a position, time and place and position, where you have no choice. You may have that one last breath, or you may transmute and be able to, in the blink of an eye, much faster than this, because outside of planet Earth, time doesn't exist. So in the slowed fields of the transition period of being in a physical form, we believe this is our total reality. The one nation, one planet, one race, and this one nation ID is going to take us to the next level of understanding and closer to being part of a much bigger totality. And this technology will scare some, and it's beyond what they would wish to experience. And for others that have a field strength and an understanding of the consciousness and the creation point, which is within each and every single one of us, they will take the giant leap, the step forward to enhance humanity, to bring humanity into a position of total peace, because that is the creation point. And this technology gives us the ability to experience this. So these monthly sessions are incredibly important. If you can be present, please donate your time, your soul, some money, to be present, to enhance and to give back to society, to the souls present in physicality. And remember, by doing this, you create a thread, a link. And that link where you're giving will give back to you. And if we think about the belief systems and the knowledge that's being shared, that link can be for a very, very long time. It's a wormhole, it's a galaxy, it's a black hole, it's to the creation point. It's not taking, it will give. You will receive. And that is an understanding for humanity to comprehend, and not intellectually, to allow the soul to actually fill your very being with the knowledge of creation. And you do not need that, as we were spoken in the wishes, that intermediary, I can't even say the word now, you do not need that position of something in the middle. You have a direct connection from yourself to your very core, which is the creation point, which is the creator. And we can use, and I'm sure we will use in the physical form, we will use these Keshe coins, and we will interact. We will make it available for all the people to gradually experience it more and more. And you will see these products will start to spread across the planet and become incredibly useful for elevating the soul and feeding the physicality all the energies that it requires to be present in physicality in a peaceful manner, in a beautiful way that transcends and transmutes all that we've presently come to experience. And we needed to go through this. We needed to experience this. It's all part of the process. Now we've come to the position of understanding the next step, the next position of a plasma. Remember, everything is a plasma, from an atom to a universe and everything in between. And how we interact and how we conduct ourselves is how we receive, and how we can prolong our life or shorten our life, how we can receive beauty in our life or hardships in our life. Everything, as Mr. Keshe said, the stronger feeds the weaker. And there's a position where the energies that you receive are directly linked to your understanding, your knowledge, and your interactions. And once you understand some of this, you tend to find you can't experience doing something in the wrong way, the intention. Because as soon as you set the intention, it fills a void. It goes across a universe. And humanity has to understand, has to accept the responsibility of joining the universal community and understanding our essence of what we are. Our belief, our understanding is significantly more now. It's expanded across all dimensions. And I think it's a wonderful position. And I'm sure many, many beautiful souls will step forward and experience this in the time to come. So I think I've said more than enough, Rick. I don't know if you'd like to move on to the next slide, or somebody else would like to say anything. Thank you, Rick.
Great. Thank you, Dean. Okay, we do have an excerpt from the Knowledge Seekers Workshop we need to play here. It's news and Keshe Foundation products. And this will be about 18 minutes. So here we go. Let me just make sure I'm set up here. And here we go.
When we fall in love in the dimension of the creation and not the created, then you'll find the secret of creation. Then you understand how peace will come, and then we understand how to connect to each other to become that peaceful. There is a way to do this, and there is a way which we have developed technologies for it to do it, but man needs to do it himself, learn how to do it himself. And then man will be able to do. Sometimes in the future, the way we made the cup of life, we made the cup 2 of life, which will develop what we call the container of love, a cup of love, in a way to give and then to be in balance with each other. Human race is not ready for that yet, because it will bring conflict and many souls will depart, because their desire does not match in what's the reality of giving. On the surface, I'm a giver. On the underneath, I take. That needs a special life. It is not a cup of life, but is a cup of love. In a way, loving, balancing the soul of the Creator. Once we develop this, we'll come to the point that the human race will go. This is part of what we're developing on ONN. It is on our plan to bring that. And if you remember a few weeks ago, in a very hidden way, we tested this on the cover of Valentine session. And it's all recorded. We know where to go for, we know what's that for the man, and we know how to create it. But mankind has to be ready to let it go of taking life and become man of peace within himself. And then we'll see the next step.
Hello, Mr. Keshe. Does the One Nation Network device Could it be placed in a room or a building which houses terminally ill patients or with mental diseases? Would it
Yeah.
elevate their souls and have benefits for their emotional and physical body?
Yes, you can do, because you have to understand these systems are connected. And once we start connecting these to the main system, which transmits these things, yes. The matter state, which is your internet, is different than the system we set up. And it's like what you have in your headphones you use, you join us. This connects the fields of the planet and has no dimension. In a way, what is short for man, it will be very easy for you knowledge seekers to be able to tap into universal energies once we let these things loose. And hopefully there is a reason why everything gets delayed with this thing. Every time they find another problem and then another problem to fit it. And once the teething in the programs are completed, then physical dimension and the factories to set up to produce, mass produce these will go very, very, very easy. The purpose of these antennas is not just for us. The purpose of these antennas in the energy dimension is, for example, if you take a unit to the moon, to the Mars, you carry one on board of a craft in the depth of the ocean, you cover every aspect, anything in between and beyond, if you know how to expand the fields. Yes, it can be done. And then it will bring that dimension of it. Any other question?
George has the same question for the cosmic spring products. Can they be used near people with, for example, cancer or mental and emotional problems?
Yes, these are peace and balance. If it is, yes. These products are made in such a mixed way that you don't know if you get the peace or the balance, because a lot of people wanted the peace, but they don't understand needs a balance to bring peace. So we decided not to mark them and randomly connect them. But don't forget, they were made in batches. These things works very much like O&N. One piece can be in that batch in America, one batch could be in England, and one batch could be somewhere else in the world. So the connection is made at the point. So it is, and can be done, can be used in that purpose.
Okay, very good. We have a number of questions from Paulo here, but I think we'll take one. Well, it's a combination of three questions in one. As an example here. So Paulo says, starting from the tension between idealism, where reality emerges from consciousness, and phenomenology, where reality emerges from interaction with the world, I would like to ask if the Foundation maintains that consciousness and matter are manifestations of plasmatic fields, what simple and repeatable experiment could demonstrate this interaction in a measurable and independent way? In other words, what concrete experience would allow one to observe the link between field perception and matter beyond philosophical interpretation?
Systems. We have shown part of this system last week in China. And does not take much to add the others to. We know the technology, we have the technology in our position, it can be done. It's not the philosophical is a physical system. I was with someone earlier on today and was explaining, and I was hearing this a few weeks ago to another, what do you call it, knowledge seekers. If you understand what I'm about to say, then you got your answer. Keshe Foundation development technology, which will be going through its test very soon, and it has gone through its test before, to be commercialized. We can create rains that in that rain we can embed the materials as the essence of energy, as a raindrop for emotions. Very much we can create rains that a physical raindrop carries amino acid that a plant needs for it to grow. So we have the knowledge to carry the emotion of whatever you call, whatever you need, as the raindrops on the whole of the environment beneath that, the cloud. As we say, the love of God, the rain from Him rains upon the cat, the dog, the man, the beast, the same. And now we can embed in that raindrop the cycle of what is needed as energy and the emotion of the energy. It's not theoretical. We have access to it. We know the knowledge. We tested. Even now, some of our systems are getting developed under this process. Some of the ganses, which will be marketed soon, carry the emotion of love, the care, and whatever, and they feel the strength which is embedded within the ganses and within the fields they produce, be it the plant and the tree or the matter state. In a way, when it rains on the stone receives the emotion of love, the stone receives the emotion of calmness. This is not something we already developed. This it's within our structure, and you will see as the new materials and new ganses, new technologies which will be emanated from the Keshe Foundation in the coming time. We can embed that. What the earth could not provide from inside to make the man not to kill, will rain upon the man, and we bring it to the systems across the man to withhold it, and to stain it, to change it. It's not something, it's something which is we already developed. It's a technology and not a talk.
I had a question from Paulo about bacteria. As bacteria increasingly outmaneuver antibiotics through rapid evolution, are we approaching the limits of antibiotic therapy or entering a new paradigm in how we fight infection?
The antibiotic resistance, we know it's huge, but there is a solution in plasma technology for antibiotics. We have tested this, and we developed a specific technology for it. It's not a normal technology, and it's not part of the Keshe Foundation normal work. I use this specifically to confirm it, and it's correct. You have to find a specific way to work within the structure of the antibiotics. And you find that doesn't matter how much you take, how much water it is, you can always change the parameters that they dissolve themselves in it. Doesn't matter. In the matter state of antibiotics, and they call body become resistance, yes. But when you add the cosmic ray technology in a very specific way, application, development of it's a technology, it's not just a normal way. You take that parameter out. In a way, it's like a missile. You know, when the missile chases an aircraft, as it turns, it's that way. But the difference is that change of fields and the structure with the cosmic ray is so faster that the antibiotics cannot reach. So antibiotic always is subordinate below power. So it works. In a normal energy, yes. In the coming weeks and months, and not more months than weeks, you will see emergence of the these kind of things out of the Keshe Foundations around the world. A number of Keshe Foundation technologies will be licensed to be these structures like these things. And there's a gap in the world of licensing and certification and all those sorts of things, which we've seen and will be used very effectively and very directly. Yes, you're correct. And the antibiotics will reach the point of, they call it super whatever, infections and super antibiotics or whatever they call names on it. We have found a solution for it. It doesn't matter what antibiotic changes, what the body becomes resistant to it, you can always overcome infection. It's the mutation. And what I call the skin penetration, it's like the hooks they have to cut. We have developed technology for that to happen. It's been tested, it's not theoretical. We tested this initially in 2005, where we had a lot of freedom to test a lot of what we call applications of the technology. And we had nearly 2 years of testing it. For us, it's a shut and closed case. Because it's added, it's in the knowledge and can be done. And then why copper works as a good, what do you call, I call it antibiotics in some cases, but you have to get the right isotope. But nowadays we don't even look at the isotopes. In the new structure of the Keshe Foundation systems, we don't even need the matter state to create the matter. We don't need gases. We have learned much. We are far deep into this technology. If I tell you what we know, the world of science will turn upside down. And developing is going into different researches. So when you look at the copper, you have to understand mass transfer, energy conversion. You have to understand the ratio, how they lock into each other, how it's connected to amino acid, and how you set up to change it, connecting the energy to mass and the mass to weight. We learned this very easy. I mean, we learned it and now it's easy for us. It's how to convert the calcium as a matter into, let's say, vegetation, into
muscle tissue. It's a technique. We have developed it. Now we work on it. To us, it's a normal procedure.
Mr. Keshe, so the next bit would be then we know that zinc connects to the emotion, and we have many emotions on the planet that need balancing. So is that another aspect we can bring in?
This is all in hand in the technology which is getting developed. The zinc is connected as part of the nervous system. If you look at the color of the neural system and understand condition of the zinc's nanostructure in a different shape, is the same. That's why it changes emotion, it changes nerves, emotional condition. And then when you look at it, it's next to the copper. So they have when there is a common denominator and the isotope field energy, they connect. And once they connect, the ladder takes over. The body of the man is made so systematically, if you understand it from the energy point and from the structural point in its real condition, not in matter state.
All right, that completes our excerpt from the 632nd Knowledge Seekers Workshop. We'll go back to our presentation and now we can move to the what's called the needs and wishes part of the program. And I'll remind our audience that we'll have a 30-second moment of silence after each wish. And I think we go ahead with Mehran, if you're available.
Thank you, my dear Rick. I will say the screen is not here. We cannot see anything in the screen.
Oh,
I think.
okay. Sorry. Let me review
Thank
my
you.
sharing.
Yes, the needs and wishes.
Thanks.
Welcome, Mehran.
So, thank you. So this is inspired from the teaching of Mr. Keshe, and I thought it was very actual and necessary. So we, the Universal Council, give collectively from our souls to elevate the soul of the Netanyahu, and we can reach his bosses to come to peace solution. This is our wish, and our wishes are common.
We, the Universal Council, give from our soul collectively to protect all the world and Iran from all evil. Our wish is our command. We are present.
Soul of the leaders and the population throughout the American continent to live in harmony respecting each nation as equal.
We, the Universal Council, give from our soul for the protection of those living with here in natural disaster areas, and our soul wishes to help cover all emotional and psychical needs.
We, the Universal Council, elevate the soul of the leaders involved in conflicts in Sudan and other areas, only by the greed, with the conditional love and inner peace, so that they respect the lives of all population, because they are sovereign and free. Our wish is our comment.
We, the Universal Council, give through our souls that Russia and Ukraine can find peace for the sake of all the families of the planet. Our wish is our command. We are present. Thank you, Nadirek. Thank you so much. As we are here to serve, not to be served, dear beautiful souls, the key to all that is. And the lovely soul works in this way. So beautiful. And again, I say welcome, welcome, welcome. Swagatam into the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful energy of Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute organization, dear beautiful souls. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Swagatam into the beautiful, beautiful energy of all souls in existence, all souls in love, so universal. Now, this moment, and onwards. Thank you for being here always, beautiful souls, in peace, love, and prosperity. And I give gratitude and all the love always from the core of my heart and soul. Thank you so, so much. Salam, namaste, salute, the Universal Council.
only say, I'm sorry, I only say thank you so much because we are part of the Creator. We are part of the universe and unicos. Of course, we are soul of peace. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you to all of the members and support members of the Universal Council for presenting today's program, which has been the 421st One Planet, One Nation, One Race for Justice and World Peace here on Tuesday, March 10th, 2026. Thank you, everyone, for attending today's program. And we'll be back again next week with the 422nd consistent weekly program of this workshop. And our next public teaching workshop will be the Keshe Plasma Reactor Group, which starts tomorrow, Wednesday, March 11th at the 7 a.m. Central European Time. And I remind folks in the Western Hemisphere that have gone to the daylight savings time, there will be an hour more advanced in our workshops for the next couple of weeks until the Central European time changes to Central European summer time. And then we'll be back to the usual gap in whatever number of hours in your locality. So check your local time to make sure on the next workshops that are coming up that you're getting them on time. And again, thanks everyone for being here. And you see, I think that's it. We'll go out with our usual flight enhancement spaceship unit.
Yes, and then check you are in the position of clap, clap, and dance.
Yes, indeed. It's time
Clap, clap, and dance, dance, dear beautiful soul. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Sweta. Yes, it's time to let go and put a smile on your face and clap and dance in your step, and away we go into the day. Thanks again, everyone, for being here, and bye for now.